And welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. I've been out of the loop for a little bit due to the busyness of real life, but I am back, and today we are going to cover the weekend review, what's coming up, an update on the channel, a topic from the news, and the top 10 on Steam and the Steam Deck right now. There'll be no game recommendation of the week. We'll get something picked out for next weekend. Oh, and I did want to remind those of you anime fans that Tower of God Season 2 is in full swing, and it's pretty damn good, actually. So if you're a fan of the webtoon, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, so before we get started, let me say thank you for watching, and let's get into it. Alright, so the week in review is going to be a little bit hinky this time around, so we'll go to the calendar. And as of right now, we're doing the channel update. Last week we did not get to the Linux terminal like I had intended. We did get episode 25 of the Steam Deck, the Steam Library playthrough uploaded. And I believe we did get the channel update as well. This coming week, the week of the 22nd or the 21st, we will get episode 26 of the Steam Library playthrough uploaded. And then we'll get the Linux terminal part 1 uploaded at some point during this week as well. So apologies for not getting this video out. I was just super swamped this past week. And again, as I mentioned before, the summer months are extraordinarily busy for me. So I'm trying to juggle many things at the same time. But we will get Linux terminal video up this week, and we will get episode 26 of the Steam Library playthrough uploaded this week as well. And what I may start doing is using the community notes to kind of post when a video is about to go live. I'll throw a little note up there if that's helpful to some folks. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the channel update. Alright, so one of the great things about having a fairly new channel and getting into content creation is the learning experience. And one of the lessons I have learned very recently is not to go by a set upload schedule. At least if you have a full plate real life and you know things can and do pop up at the last minute. Same for planned and unplanned trips, time for workouts, and trying to get a little gaming in here and there. So moving forward, I'm just going to discuss the upcoming videos without setting a date and time. Maybe we'll just stick to something like next week, expect X, Y, and Z. I think this will make it a little bit easier so folks who are waiting for videos aren't disappointed if they aren't uploaded at a specific date and time, and makes it a little bit easier for me to be more fluid and more flexible with my schedule as well, especially with dealing with the busyness of real life. Okay, so I haven't yet updated the channel banner, but it is on my to-do list, so hopefully I'll get some time this coming week. These summer months are especially busy for me, and I'm hoping it slows down by around September-ish. And then for those of you interested, I will start uploading some gameplay on the other channel soon. Starting off, it's most likely going to be COD and some Diablo 4 at the moment. Because I'm not a full-on gaming channel, I don't typically rush out and try to play the latest flavor of the month. It's mostly just Zodiac and myself screwing around and getting wrecked and pretending like we're good. But anyway, it's good times. Okay, so we have gotten a few more new subs, and to them, if they're watching this, I offer my hearty thanks. And for those of you who've already subbed, you are very much appreciated, as always. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out a topic in the news. So in the news this week, well, in the news as far as Linux goes, we have a pretty big update for those of you using NVIDIA GPUs. So we'll take a look at this real quick. NVIDIA transitions fully toward open source GPU kernel modules. Let's take a look at the article. With the R515 driver, NVIDIA released a set of Linux GPU kernel modules in May of 2022 as open source with dual GPU and MIT licensing. The initial release targeted data center compute GPUs with GeForce and workstation GPUs in the alpha state. At the time, we announced that more robust and fully featured GeForce and workstation Linux support would follow in subsequent releases, and the NVIDIA Open Kernel modules would eventually supplant the closed source driver. NVIDIA GPUs share a common driver architecture and compatibility set. The same driver for your desktop or laptop runs the most advanced AI workloads in the cloud. It's been incredibly important to us that we get it just right. 2 years on, we've achieved equivalent or better application performance with our open source GPU kernel modules and added some substantial new capabilities. Heterogeneous memory management support, confidential computing, the coherent memory architecture of our Grace platforms, and more. Take a look at supported GPUs. Not every GPU is compatible with the open source GPU kernel modules. For cutting edge platforms such as NVIDIA Grace Hopper and NVIDIA Blackwell, You must use the open source GPU kernel modules. The proprietary drivers are unsupported on these platforms. For newer GPUs from the Tuning, Ampere, Ada Lovelace, or Hopper architectures, NVIDIA recommends switching to the open source GPU kernel modules. For older GPUs, the Maxwell, Pascal, or Volta architectures, the open source GPU kernel modules are not compatible with your platform. Continue to use the NVIDIA proprietary driver. And you can see I have a few changes to the installer, package manager with the CUDA meta packages, run file, installation helper script, package manager details, Windows subsystem for Linux, and CUDA toolkit. So I'll post this link in the description below. If you're an NVIDIA user, you might be interested in reading through this. All right, so that wraps up a quick mention of the news, and we can move on to our top 10 in the world of Steam and Steam Deck. All right, so on Steam, our top 10 sellers right now are The First Ascendant, which is free to play, Warframe, also free to play, Counter-Strike 2, free to play, Elden Ring, No Man's Sky, Once Human, also free to play, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, which is a DLC. Actually, I might just go ahead and add 11 on this because, or go down to 12 because that is actually a DLC. Destiny 2, free to play, Team Fortress 2, free to play, Baldur's Gate 3, and we'll add Fallout 76 in that because the Steam Deck is not a game and Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree is technically a DLC. So top 10, number 10 is Fallout 76. Let's take a look at the most played right now. Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, PUBG Battlegrounds, Banana, Naraka Blade Point, Elden Ring, Once Human, Apex Legends, Grand Theft Auto 5, and The First Ascendant. So have any of you tried this already? The First Ascendant looks interesting. I haven't tried it yet. It looks like it has mixed reviews. And I'm also curious in trying out Once Human as well. That's mostly positive at 41,879 user reviews. So if any of you have tried both of these games, which one would you recommend I try first? All right, let's go over to the Steam Deck. Top 10 on the Steam Deck. We've got Elden Ring, Stardew Valley, Balatro, Baldur's Gate 3, No Man's Sky, Dave the Diver, Hades, Grand Theft Auto 5, Slay the Spire, and Fallout 4. Okay, so this wraps up the week in review. I thank you all, for those of you waiting on the content, for your patience and understanding. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And since we are moving to a more fluid upload schedule, you might want to consider turning on notifications. Anyway, so thanks again. Stay safe out there and have a good one.